How y'all motherfuckers doing? I'm back. I know a lot of you motherfuckers wanted me gone. Y'all wanted me finished from the beginning, you hating ass motherfuckers. Y'all motherfuckers, y'all be laughing in my face and stabbing me in my back. I try to put you on the show. I try to get you connected. I try to show you what I believe in. But you want to pretend like it's not there. And you expect me to come back and fucking support the shit that you're doing. How am I believe in what you do if you don't believe in what I do? Yeah? We gotta be fair when it comes to support. I'm playing them games, huh? Them games, man. I see you, brother. Anyways. Woo! What a way to kick off the show. Oof. That was harsh. Nah, but seriously. I want to take a moment to express my gratitude to anybody who's been locked into the Saturday Vibe show and who's been supporting and who have supported since the first day of launching the podcast when it was strictly audio, when it was just a concept. It was just a concept that I was worried whether it's going to be accepted or not. But thank God, alhamdulillah, it was a blessing that artists interacted, they showed love, they showed appreciation, and that gave me the that fueled me with encouragement. That's what I meant to say. It fueled me with encouragement to come back and actually continue what I had initially started and continue doing what I love to do. Excuse me. And it's all thanks to the artists and the viewers who send me beautiful message, whether it was reposting, whether it was just chopping it up and appreciating one another. And that definitely is a good sign. And that definitely is good sportsmanship in the culture. So shout out to all the artists. Sip of water? No, I'll hold on for a second. And then I'll shout. Yes, shout out to the family in the DXB, shout out the Recipe, shout out MoFlo, shout out Majid, AY the producer, shout out Big Hass, shout out my brother Morris in Qatar, and congratulations Majid and Morris on the latest releases, dope records, mad love, keep it going, that's what we need, man. So yeah, I'm hoping at this stage you've already understood the true purpose behind this podcast and the true purpose behind this concept, which obviously is to shed light, support, show love, appreciate the artists, and be a home for both the artist and the fan, where we can link up both the artist and the fan. We cut out the middleman. When you come listen to the Saturday Vibe show, we get you locked straight in and you listen to the best. Alright, we cut out all the bullshit. It's in its rawest form and its purest form, and we bring you what we believe is the best. Everybody got a personal preference and different taste when it comes to music, but this is the whole concept of the show. Alright, it's showing love and representing artists in the Middle East. And when I say Middle East, and when I usually refer to region or Middle East, I'm talking about the GCC, Bahrain, Dubai, Qatar, Oman, wherever. If I'm Saudi, if I missed out anybody, my bad, but that's the GCC for you. Because there's a lot of talents that deserve the light to be directed on top, the light to be directed on them, and our focus to kind of go that direction and just see what's happening, because so many wonderful artists are starting to pop up and have been there already. But this show is just to, you know what I'm saying, expose them even more to a wider range of audience. Yeah. Excuse me, it's my first day on the cam, man. I'm not used to this. I'm better off doing podcasts via audio, and I know whoever's watching is probably thinking the camera position, the record's playing in the back. I know the clarity. I know I'm developing, I'm advancing, I understand. So with the negative criticism, I know it. Give me something good, you know what I mean? Ooh, what's going on here? What's going on here? Yeah. So if you've really been locked in and you've been paying attention and you went back and listened to the last episodes that we've done, you obviously know that we kicked off the show with music that's been buzzing out of the DXB. And shout out to all the artists buzzing in the DXB. And if you haven't listened, then make sure you go back, listen, go back to the first episode, get yourself plugged in. Whenever we highlight an artist on any episode or any time during the show, I usually leave their description, they links in the description section, man. man. That line always fucks me up for some reason. I usually leave their links in the description section, so the viewer, or whoever is watching can get plugged in easily. It's just a matter of a click. Alright, no excuses. No stories, no batteries ran out, no reception in the country. Come on. It's a high-tech, fast-moving world. Alright, all you do is play with your phone all day, so you might as well do something fucking productive with it. Anyways, I want to shout out my brother P Storm from The Recipe, who ripped up the fucking Bablo Beat Challenge, and he fucking killed it with his own version. And I tried to do my own little humble, moderate fucking version of, not version, I mean, of analyzing the rhymes that P Storm had put, that he had recorded on top of the beat. But that's another story. If you haven't checked out the video, get locked into the Recipe page, show love and appreciation and support, and most of all, make sure that you tag Royce in the fucking comment box and share it with your friends, man. Get plugged in. You already should be following the artists that I told you about. If you haven't, shame on you. You ain't been true to yourself. You playing yourself, like in the great words of Khaled. Watch that bottle, man. Seriously. Yeah. Last week, last week was a hectic week. It was busy. Shit was going on. It looked like Dubai was buzzing from just being a person who's observing and following on the gram and seeing the movement and the events. I'm not really into the whole media type of shit. I'm just saying, come on, Diddy, The Game, Swizz, Luda, all in Dubai. The fucking social media was having an orgasm all over the internet, and I understand how it is. You know, the moguls, the celebrities came through, packed them bags with Arab money, boom, they out in 2 days, and that's it. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the moguls, shout out to the GOATs, shout out to the stars and celebrities who came through. We're not here to talk about the fucking media bullshit. We're here to talk about us and the region and artists in the GCC. But today, for the sake of today being the first video, I wanted to just reflect on the topic that I felt it was important to kind of address. I felt like it would be a good thing to try to utilize the time today to talk about the two divisions that exist in hip-hop in the Middle East. Right? I know, I feel like this fucking video is so boring. You're watching a person just talking and saying shit. I don't know. Alright, I need a fucking co-host. By the way, but we're still continuing with the Saturday Vibe Show with Brian Wade, and we're supposed to shoot tomorrow. But I don't know, I thought I'd do the solo thing as well. Since I was doing the audio, I thought I'd bring in the video as well. You know what I mean? If you got any opinions or anything that I could do to fucking improve myself, tell me, man. I'll try my fucking best to do it, and that it is what it is. And okay. Anyways, yeah. So two divisions that exist in hip hop in the Middle East, and those two divisions are how the culture is being represented in Arabic and English, and the two different locations where it's being represented, and where I believe that's where the biggest movement is happening. And those two locations or countries are Saudi and Dubai. Dubai representing the hip-hop culture in English, Saudi as well, Arabic and English, but Arabic is more dominant obviously out there because it has such a bigger influence on the people out there in the community, and it is what it is. But that's not the point. The point is, I wanted to just touch on the topic that we've got two different divisions representing the culture in two different languages with two different styles. Okay? And before we move forward, I just want to say, me personally as a fan, I gravitate towards the English side a little bit more. I think just because I grew up listening to English hip-hop, and I think back then when I first started, Arabic hip-hop wasn't as common as it is right now, and not as popular as it is right now. And if there was Arabic hip-hop, it wasn't sounding as good as it is right now. It's developed and advanced, and you know what I'm saying, just as professional as it is right now. So yeah, and relevant and current. What else do you want to hear? Anyways, with that being said, that doesn't knock away from the fact that we got phenomenal independent artists in the region rapping in Arabic, especially in Saudi. I said Saudi, Dubai. And the reason why I'm saying the biggest movement is I'm talking about just the number of fans, or the number of people, the crowds, and we'll get a little bit deeper. But in my opinion, in the GCC, that's where we got most of the artists and most of the fans, and those two got their movement going on. But back to what I was saying, we got these phenomenal independent artists in Saudi who sit on that pedestal of high-ranked artists that we consider goats of the Middle East when it comes to hip-hop. We got artists that are so well-seasoned and so developed and creative as MCs, and it's only our duty to fucking come here and acknowledge them and show love and support them, alright? So yeah, two divisions when it comes to established artists in the region, and those two were, like I said, Dubai and Saudi. And I keep saying like I said, fuck. Anyways, I'll continue. I shall not stop. I will continue. I will not stop. I shall cease fire. I shall not cease fire. What am I saying? I shall cease fire. No way. I'm a win. I know y'all want me to lose, but I'm a win. I may have a little tongue slip here and there, but that shit don't stop me. Nah, I'm gonna keep going. Champion style. Anyways, seriously. I feel like Dubai caters to a more Western influence audience, and that's very fucking normal, and it makes sense because, of course, the demographic of fan out there is totally different. The advancement, and you know how Dubai leans to have this fucking open culture, and it's like a melting pot of cultures. Then you got Saudi, where there's a substantial amount of loyal fans that are connected to the artists and the music, and since the music is more Arabic influence, it's only right that the artists, they convey their messages and paint their pictures to the majority of Arabic speaking listeners in the Arabic language, and it is what it is. Of course, Bahrain and Qatar, which is a more narrow playfield, but we still do have established and upcoming artists who are on the same platform, obviously. And shout out to the legendary Majid Masqati from the Majid Jordan duo, who's Bahraini, who's linked with OVO and Noah 40 and them, and is rocking with the Drake crew, and then obviously he's on another level doing world tours and things like that. Shout out to that legend. We gotta pay homage for him, man. I know he's not a rapper as much as he's a singer, but it's not about that. It's about good music and achievements. Okay, yeah. What are we listening to? I have no idea. Yeah. So yeah, besides having two different languages, I've also noticed another two features, okay, within the two divisions, and that's the way the artists approach the music. Okay, so if we start with Dubai, we can distinctly see that the music is being tailored to fit in within this industry sound and standard. And again, that's purely due to the influence, the environment, and like I said, the advancement, and just the crowd out there being so different and multicultural, or whatever you want to call it. Whereas the music in Saudi, it has more of this underground and battle style sound to it, and it yet remains exceptionally in high demand, and it stands in its own lane. You can't compare it to the music. It's totally different than what's happening in Dubai and the DXB. It's like record driven, and it has the city sound, where in Saudi it's different. It's like a battlefield out there, you know what I'm saying? So you don't want to step into the cypher with some of the MCs in Saudi, because they probably body you. They're so well equipped with bars and things like that, and it's just like I said, it's a fight. It's a pit bull fight out there. Yeah, a competitive battlefield, and the artists, they got no choice. Being in that environment and having that influence around them, and that's the market out there, and that's the niche out there. Then they got no choice but to be innovative and find ways to renew themselves as artists every once in a while, and just be creative and stand out and be unique if they want to meet the demands of the youth, because there's, again, a large population of kids that are listening. So, and a lot of artists as well, so you got to work extra hard. Dubai is a little bit smaller. At least that's what I think. Sip of water, please. Man, I feel like I look so fucking serious in this video. I did a couple of takes and I wasn't very pleased with them, and the more that I do them, the more that I feel like I gotta do other stuff, like switch up lighting, or switch up the camera angle. Fuck, it's a one-man show. Yo, if there's anybody out there who can help and who wants to be part of the movement, yo, you know what I'm saying? Let's get hooked up. You know what I mean? It's for the culture. You know what I mean? If you got any skills, reach out to me, or, you know what I mean, drop me something, man. Let's work. I know a lot of people hate doing that nowadays. Everybody's stingy with fucking knowledge and everybody want to do their own thing, but it's good to have a team, and I know the right team will come at the right time. Alhamdulillah, I'm blessed to be able to do this on my own and just come here and do my own thing, and I do it for the people, I do it for the culture, for the masses. Anyways, speaking of Saudi and Dubai, you know what I feel makes the scene really amazing? What I feel makes the scene really amazing, besides having two different languages and having two different styles, what makes Saudi amazing in particular is the fact that they've been able to hold on to the element of competition in the game, and that factor of challenge. That's what we've been missing in hip hop. It's been a while since we've seen that. We see it in the West, but not as much anymore anyways, and I believe that plays this huge part in keeping the listener excited and interested and awaiting the next thing, as well as preserves the purity of the art form to a certain extent by holding on to that element, which is beautiful. So shout out to all the artists out there. We got artists with huge followings in Saudi who are buzzing right now, doing their own thing, working real hard, and they got a lot of records, and like I said, they body MCs, alright? And we got to show them respect and show them love. So shout out to all the artists who've been able to how can I say this, just renew or rediscover or whatever, just change the sound completely, where it sounds so appealing to listeners such as myself, where in the beginning we couldn't accept it or understand it because it was different. Now it's like way advanced, and it sounds so relevant, and it's due to those artists who've worked so hard to make that happen. I'm not here to name all the artists today. There's definitely a bunch of artists out there that I personally like to listen to, but I'm yet to tap into that scene and do my own research. So I'll probably come back here with their music, with their social media platforms and things like that, and link you up, and I'll be well prepared and satisfied myself when I come back and do it. But the topic is not the artist right now today, it's the scene, okay? We'll get into the artists. We'll have something to talk about on the next episode. This is just the first video. That's why I wanted to highlight this conversation a little bit, or this part of the conversations. But since I said that and I mentioned artists, of course, there's a couple of artists on top of my preference list, and there's quite a few, and to on the top three of the list. And just for the sake of me mentioning artists, I'm gonna have to put it out in case you just want to know and go check for yourself before I come back to you and talk about them deeply. But Vortex, Slow Mo, Clash, and Vortex, he's just a fucking wordsmith, man. He's got this ability to connect multis and in Arabic and play with syllables and his cadences and his flows and his rhyme schemes. It's just out of this planet, and I never thought for one day that somebody could have that fucking, I don't know, that intelligence to take what they've gotten, with the influence that they've earned through Western hip hop, and then insert it or infuse it with Arabic hip hop and do that to words. Because when you compare Arabic to English, the words are totally different. The way of expression is different, and it's difficult. It's not an easy thing. So shout out to all the artists, man. Shout out Vortex especially. Hopefully on the next one we're gonna get deeper into the music and talk about the artists more, right? Man, I do talk so much. I can't help it. This is a fucking podcast. I gotta keep talking. I gotta keep the juices flowing. I can't stop. I shall not cease fire. I don't know why this line is hanging on my head. I think I was talking to my man's Brian Wade yesterday, and we was chopping it up, and I was telling him I'm gonna burn you on the fucking video or something like that before we do the Saturday Vibe Show. You know, just getting in that competitive mode. And he was like, yeah, do not cease fire, keep coming. I like that, bro. I appreciate you. Anyway, stay locked in for that one. Let's switch up the record real quick. Switch up the record real quick, fam. Lower down a little bit. But don't you think it would be amazing if the scene opened up where we got to see interaction between Dubai and Saudi artists and collaborations happen, and the artists sort of tapping into each other's fan base? That'd definitely help expand the range of audience that's listening and entertain the viewers as well as keep things sizzling. I mean, let's look at it like this. We're in the same part of the world, fighting over the same objective, so it only makes sense for us to work hand in hand. I believe personally that would be a game changer. I personally believe it. If we're looking at the region and getting recognition. I definitely believe that'll push the culture forward. That'll push the culture forward, and definitely a lot of growth will be applied by just doing moves like that. So yeah. Quick shout out to Big Hass, the legend, the pioneer, the one and only of his kind out there doing this. I say this all the time, brother. I know I haven't met you in person, but I feel like I know you already, and I'm thankful to you because it's due to your hard work I have the ability to come up here and attempt to do something in return for the culture. And thank you for always you know what I'm saying, giving us the best of the best and giving us the coverage and being the plug. And I know Big Hass started from Saudi all the way to Dubai. I've been following and I've seen the evolution and the growth. So shout out to you, man. I would really I'm really looking forward to the moment that we meet one day and hopefully chop it up about a conversation in the region. I know that'd be dope and that'd be an honor and an epic moment. And if you ever pass by Bahrain, you know you got brothers out here. So don't feel like a stranger, man. I know you already got fam out here, so it is what it is. You got extra fam now, homie. Anyways, 2 territories where the culture has been marked, okay? Dubai and Saudi. And it goes beyond just rap, whether you a graffiti artist, whether you b-boying, singing, you a lyricist, you a musician, you're a beat maker, you're a producer. In those 2 locations, you got a steady platform where you're gonna be welcomed if you got enough creativity, of course, and you're not gonna feel left out. Right, in comparison to the other parts, because that's where it's buzzing most and that's where the culture is the biggest, in my opinion, when you're looking at the GCC in the Middle East. Of course, one may have limitations over the other, with Dubai being more dominant towards an open culture, and Saudi being less liberated. But that slight disadvantage, that hasn't hindered the music nor the culture from making its way in and impacting the youth. And it's obviously, it's earned that official seal of approval from the artists as well as the fans. So it's a wrap. It's out there. Hip hop is growing. It's in the region and it's buzzing right now. Artists got their followings. They speaking to the youth. They moving. They being creative. And a lot of viewers are watching them and they just popping, man. The way it should be. Times is changing. Times is moving. You know what I mean? Things are advanced. So I want to send love out to anybody who's involved in the movement, whether you're a graphic designer, a video editor, whatever it is. If we can work hand in hand, we can definitely get this platform or get this culture to earn a worldwide recognition the way it's supposed to, the way it deserves, because a lot of work is being done right now. And I promise you, a few years down the road, we'll be looking back and saying, damn, it was so hard back then. We feel that way right now, OGs like myself, especially with the use of technology. So imagine 3 generations down the line, how the kid's gonna feel coming into this game with the groundwork already laid out for him. And the use of technology, it's going to be a different set of rules. It's going to be a different code of conduct. It's going to be much easier, I feel. Like right now, these are the hard times, and that's why I'm kind of still holding on to these moments and embracing it, because I feel like, I call it the evolution of hip hop in the Middle East. I feel like we've reached that point already. When I look at Dubai and I look at Saudi and I look at the scene and I look at hip hop being just embedded in everything, man. It's everywhere right now. It's in the corporate world. It's out there. It's in the clothing. And when I know that's been going on in the world for a long time, but I'm talking Middle East. That shit was never accepted. So I know we're gonna miss these days, and I feel like it's my obligation and responsibility to come up here and do this podcast at this specific time right now. I feel it's very important, and I do have fun with it. I really enjoy doing it, but it's not as much as fun as it's a duty to pay homage and thank hip hop and thank the culture for giving birth to these artists and these talents, and thank the artists for their work ethic and their continuous commitment to the game and into hip hop. So a quick recap. What did we talk about? We talked about the 2 different locations within the region, Saudi, Dubai, different styles of music. Dubai having more of a city and industry, record style approach to it, and Saudi having more of this battlefield bars, shredding cypher style sound to their music, alright? And we also spoke about how they have we're doing it in 2 different languages. The cats in Dubai are rapping in English. Some are rapping in Arabic, but the majority is rapping in English. And Saudi is vice versa, but the majority are rapping in Arabic. So keep that in mind. So the next time we link up and do another episode, we're going to have something interesting to couple up this episode with and continue talking upon it and about it and delving deeper within the artists and some of their music and just, you know what I'm saying, just taking some of the layers off the fucking meat, you know what I'm saying, taking some of the layers off the skin, just going a little bit deeper. Anyways, I want y'all to stay blessed, stay healthy. I hope you learned something today. I hope you enjoyed the topic of the day, and you know, show love, show support, and be true to yourself, and don't play yourself, and don't lie to yourself, and believe in whatever it is that you're doing. If you have a passion and you want to pursue it, don't let nobody stop you. Don't let anybody bring you down and tell you you're not worthy enough of doing it, or place these insecurities and obstacles of their own upon you just because they're weak like that. Just follow your heart, do what you got to do. I believe in the end, if you continue and you continue to work hard, you're gonna persevere, and you're gonna reach that target that you're looking at right now. You're gonna reach the end of the tunnel, and you're gonna reach the light at the end of the tunnel. So continue doing what you're doing. God bless you. I love you. May Allah preserve you. Thank you, everybody. Stay blessed, stay easy, stay humbled, and peace out.